Hi and a very good evening to you all. Now as there was some renovation works going on our recording classroom, we were not able to conduct this session as many of you know this, and we are restarting this methodology. Yeah, it will be a mixing up of different methods so that you don't feel that saturation, that bored up feeling of a single method. Okay, we'll mix up things wherever necessary. So today what I'm going to tell you is about the method by which you have to approach a subject. Okay, that is how to approach a particular subject for your MDS entrance preparation. Now this is very important, especially for the new batch which is going to start very soon. For you it's very important to know that how are we going to approach the subject. Now if you look onto the screen, this is the how you approach a subject. It's a very detailed methodology. I'll explain one by one as short as possible. That is, we start with the schedule, then we'll provide you a schedule, then there will be a guidance, okay, on like different ways of guidance are there. Then we ask you to go for an assessment exam before start of any subject. I'll tell you why it is very important. I've told this already, setting up a baseline. Then we'll be providing you with lectures and how to approach the lectures, what and everything is going to be told today. Then we'll be going with the notes, okay, and then solving the MCQs and then practice questions, so two different things. Then test papers, then again repeat the assessment exam, okay. So test papers and assessment exam are two different things. I'll tell you what it is. Then yes, we start revising. The particular subject is over, we have to revise it. We should never leave it like, okay, I've done that subject. No. Okay. Then there will be live grant tests. So 4 different things you have seen now. Practice questions, test papers, assessment exam, grant test or live exams. Then advanced discussions. So again, this is a lecture part. Live sessions, so I'll tell you what is the difference between live sessions and advanced discussion. Then yes, we're going to repeat the assessment exam again. It's a very important thing. Okay, see, many students when they come to the academy, they say that this is my weak subject. This is my weak subject. No. Then later on they say, this is also my weak subject. This is also my weak subject. No. Then I realize that this is not my weak, this is my strong subject. So how to analyze your weak subject? That is one purpose of the assessment exam. Then we have got revision and mock exam that will come in the last phase. So let us start the first part of it, which is the, you can see there the schedule. Okay, there will be two types of schedule, that is subject-wise schedule and a topic-wise schedule. So I'm going to tell you what these are. Regarding the subject-wise schedule, let's start. Okay, subject-wise schedule means to say that how each or when is each subject going to start and finish. So this is like, for example, 2 weeks for general surgery. So that is and after that this is the next subject, this is the next subject, this is the next subject, like that. Means to say that it's an entire year's plan. For the entire year, the plan for the entire year, you will be getting it. Okay, and there will be 3 phases of coverage, like or 3 rounds of coverage, I would say. Okay, 3 rounds of coverage, and then it will not include revision. 3 rounds means it will not include revision, and I'll come to details of this. And also there will be a final revision phase. So there are initial revision phase and there's a final revision phase. Okay, so now that's a subject-wise schedule. Then I told you there is going to be a topic-wise schedule. Now if I take this one, what does it mean? Topic-wise schedule, matlab, you take a subject. Okay, you take a subject, for example, general surgery. We'll give you how general surgery is going to get covered. For example, on this particular day, we'll have shock, blood transfusion, burns. Okay, and you'll have, that is, for example, lectures on this will be covered on this particular day. Then you will have having the next subject, which is, for example, thyroid gland disorders on another day, like that. So you will be get an entire week's schedule when and where the lectures are going to get uploaded, when are you going to get the notes of it. So based on a schedule. Now why is it important? Why is a topic-wise schedule very important? Major reason is, please note, it's for guidance. Okay, it's for guidance. Like unless and until you don't get this topic-wise schedule, you won't get a proper guidance. Like this is when you have to cover this particular topic. Within this time, you have to cover it. Now, probably there might be lagging. So the lectures, they will, whenever it is, once it is uploaded, it will be there on your app. There is nothing to worry. But then please note, you have to, as much as possible, come along with the schedule. So the purpose of, again, topic-wise schedule is to keep you going. Another thing, it's not like on Sunday you will, this Sunday you half of general surgery is covered, next Sunday another half. No, every day we are going to give you a topic to cover, of which there will be lectures, notes, everything, and you have to cover it on that particular day. And we'll tell you how to cover them, what to focus, what are the major areas to focus, what are the minor areas to focus, and everything. A complete guidance. Okay, complete guidance is very, very crucial. I'll come to the guidance part very soon. So the next part you can see there, it's the guidance. Now, two things are important when it comes to the guidance. You have to understand the importance of guidance. Okay, one is importance of guidance, and the second thing is about the plan, how the guidance is going to work and what the plan for guidance. Now, regarding importance of guidance, I've said this in many videos, but let me repeat. See, you're going to cover around 20 subjects in the time that is 10 to 12 months, depending upon when you're going to join. Okay, 10 to 12 months. Now, if you just calculate, you'll see that you get 2 weeks, approximately 2 weeks per subject. Now, is it that you have to cover it once? No, you have to cover it multiple times and do the revisions as well. Okay, like if you just calculate, normal person, if you just calculate, for example, 10 months, 12 subjects, 20 subjects, 10 months, it's 2 weeks per subject, but that means one coverage. No, actually, you have to cover it 6 times, including your revisions. That's the key. Now, for that, you require guidance. Okay, without guidance, and that's what I told you, the schedule is important. Okay, it's very easy to tell you that, okay, these are the lectures, these are the test papers, these are the notes. Now, it's very easy to do that methodology for us. From our side, then from the student side, it becomes a very hectic job. Initially, you might feel it, okay, wow, I'm getting so much of contents everywhere and can do it in my, some students, some people say that, I can do it my comfort. Then they realize that 6 months is gone, they have done 2 subjects. And though they have not revised anything, they have forgot that 2 subjects also. So it's very, very, very important that you are guided. Well, second thing is you are in a group. Okay, you are in a group. You are not alone and doing your own way. So when you are in a group, okay, and very importantly, an interactive group, you realize, okay, this is the normal pace, this is the fastest person who's doing this, this is the pace of the fastest person, this is an average speed, this is where I am. So how should I be going, or how should I be focusing on my learning process? So that's the importance. Now let's come to the plan. So the plan is going to be, like before start of every subject, you'll have a guidance session, or before any subject start, you will be told that this is how the subject is, this is the importance of the subject, this much number of questions come, and this is how you have to plan. And one part of it is definitely the schedule. Okay, now second is each topic. Okay, you have, now for example, just take burns, blood transfusion and shock. Okay, it's a very huge topic. You just take your Bailey and Love or S-DAS. You'll see that it's a very big topic. Now, which is the topic which you have to primarily focus, which is a core area for your MDS entrance exam. So each topic has to be guided. Then you start the revision, your initial revision. For example, the moment you finish general surgery, you have to start revising general surgery, or you have to keep in touch with general surgery. You can't call it as a revision, it's a kind of a review. So how to do that very effectively? Well, then later on, final revision phase, how you have to do this, and what is the plan in between these. Okay, the plan in between these is also very, very, very important. Okay, so this is how this, and this is a methodology what we follow. That is how each subject has to be guided. Now it's a beautiful, way of learning. Like each and every step being guided. Okay, and you're going to get that in Dental Amaze Academy. So that was about the guidance. The next you're going to see is the assessment exam. Now you got the schedule, you understood how to cover a subject. Okay, the basic guidance before the start of the subject you got. Next, we'll tell you to attend the assessment exam for that particular subject. It'll be a short exam, it's not a very long exam. And we know that you haven't learned anything, you don't know anything. We have that idea. But now, why is assessment exam important? That is what we're going to tell next. Definitely, when to attend an assessment exam, the first assessment exam before the start of the subject. Now, the major purpose, as I've told you, is to set a baseline. Okay, so to draw a baseline, this is what I know. Okay, this is, or I would say this, I don't know anything. Even that is also fine. But you attend it, even if you score 1 mark, you know that you don't know anything. Or if you score 10 marks, you feel like, okay, you know something. You score 50 marks, means so that, say that the subject is a strong subject for me. Okay, so yeah, definitely doesn't mean that you shouldn't learn it, but then where to focus, everything, we can guide you better. That's one thing, to set a baseline. Now, definitely for future analysis, you might have seen that assessment exam attempt has to be done 2 more times. So for future analysis, how much have you improved from your baseline? Okay, that's also important. Now, third thing is to find out your weaker subject, which subject you are weak in. Okay, it's very important. Which subject you are weak in, you have to find that out. Now, how do you do that? For example, you have done your 10 subjects. First 10 subjects has been done and you have attempted 3 assessment exams. You know that, okay, this particular subject, after my 3rd assessment exam, I have improved this much. But there is one subject, definitely in your first attempt, every subject is feeling to be weaker only. But then after three assessment exams, still you feel that you are not improving, means that is one of your weakest subject. So you have to focus on that under guidance. Okay, we'll be guiding you what we'll be analyzing you. Definitely all your analytics will be there on the app. So based on that, we'll be analyzing that particular subject for you and tell you what to be done. Okay, this is a very new feature which we've introduced on our app. So that is about your assessment exam. Now each and everything will be guided in detail as well. This is just an introduction part for the new batch students. So as you could see there, we have done the schedule part, we have done the guidance part, we have done the assessment part. Next is we are going to come to the lectures. Now it's very important to understand what is the purpose of lecture and how it is being done. Now as I told you, what the purpose. Okay, 2 things to discuss on lectures. One is the purpose and the second is definitely the method or the plan, methodology. Okay, methodology. Now the biggest purpose, considering the new pattern of the examination, the biggest purpose is to teach you the basics and concepts. I'll do one thing, I'll use a different color. Okay, teach you the basics and concepts. You know that the new pattern demands your basics and concepts. Okay, you have to be thorough with your basics and concepts. Those who have repeated or those who have done self-learning know that. Okay, you get stuck at a particular time when you're doing your dental pulse or whatever. You feel that, okay, I've done all this better, but this area I'm not understanding. So each subject, there will be a few areas where the basics and concepts has to be done. Okay, so that's one thing. Second is to simplify. Someone is teaching you. What happens is that the learning becomes very simplified. Okay, simplified, and it takes less time and less effort. No doubt. Someone is teaching you, it takes less time, less effort. Now this is very important when you are learning 20 subjects and you want to revise it 6 times. Okay, so it becomes simplified. Then it becomes quick in the sense, now you get a lecture, 1 hour lecture or 2 hour lecture. Now unless and until you can learn that and review that in 20 minutes after the lecture is over, this lecture is not efficient. Trust me. If you can't review that in 20 minutes and you feel that, okay, you have learned 50% of it at least, then the lecture is not efficient. Because many times I've seen that people, watch a lecture and they take the whole day. For example, they watch a 2-hour lecture, they take 8 hours to learn it. Okay, it might be a PowerPoint presentation, they take 8 hours to learn it. Instead, I tell the students, take down the lecture notes. You get notes from the academy, no doubt, but take down that lecture notes. Okay, that's a core area. So take it down. Okay, take it down and review it on the same day, 20 minutes you're done. 20 minutes, that means if it's a 2-hour lecture in total in a particular day, you watch 2 hours of lecture, 20 minutes, you're done with that topic. You go to your dental pulse, you go to your practice questions, do it the whole day. And definitely you're going to attempt an MCQ based exam. So you shouldn't be sitting with the lectures. Lectures have taught you the concept in 2.5 hours, it's done. Okay, that means 2 hours lecture, 20 minutes reviewing it. Okay, so that is very, very important. Quick learning. Second is targeted learning. Targeted learning, it's very important. Why is targeted learning important? Now see, you should know you have 20 subjects. You should be knowing what to learn, what not to learn. Isn't it? You can't learn, for example, just take one subject, current. You can't say that I'm going to finish the entire current. So what to learn, what not to learn, that's one thing. Then there is a guided learning, like definitely similar, targeted learning, that you should be knowing which topic, that this is targeted means which to learn, what not to learn. Guided learning, which to focus on more, which is more important, which is less important. Okay, that's very, very, very important. Okay, guided learning. So this is all about your purpose of your lectures. Most importantly, I would rather say it's all about your, basics and concepts and simplifying your learning. Okay, simplifying your learning. Now, if it comes to the methodology part, I think I'll just take the next. Now, regarding the methodology of learning, please make sure that you're watching the lecture on the same day. Okay, you'll get a lecture based on a schedule or based on a topic. You watch it on the same day. Why is it important? It's important because it builds the habit of learning. Okay, it builds a habit of learning. You feel like, okay, I'm with the group. I'm doing it on time. Okay, it keeps, second thing is it keeps you guided. Like you are, like for example, guidance is going on in some other topic and you are with some other topic. What is the problem? The problem is you feel, okay, I'll catch up. What happens finally is that the guidance goes its own way, and this happens with many, many students. And then finally they feel that, okay, I can't do, it's very difficult for me. But the moment you had built up the habit of learning, or you keep in the group being guided, it becomes very easy and you keep it up to date. Okay, so it's always advised that you do it on the same day. The second thing is, the lectures, the basic lectures are not live. Okay, they are not live, they are recorded. But please note, you should watch it like it's a live. For example, don't pause and play. You can do it, but ideally watch it like a live lecture because it prevents you from getting distracted. Okay, and second thing is that it builds the habit of sitting for at least 45 to 60 minutes. This is the biggest thing, distraction. People can't sit for 45 to 60 minutes. Now the YouTube shorts have come. Okay, the shorts thing and all, people used to sit for only 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You should watch it like it's live. Sit there for 45 to 60 minutes and you will see that, things have changed. Now some people say, no, I'll do one thing, I'll come for the offline session. But see, trust me, I've seen students in the offline session, the same problem. They sit for 30 minutes, fine for them. But then 45 minutes, 1 hour, focus is gone, they're sleeping. So it should not happen. You should build a habit of learning for sitting for 45 to 60 minutes. So you should watch it like a live session. Now the third thing is, like I told you, you should take down your lecture notes. No, though you're getting your PDF notes, though you have a dental pulse with you, everything is fine, but you are taking your own lecture notes in your own handwriting. It's the most amazing thing you can do. Okay, you write it, you're listening to it, you're watching it, you're writing it in your own handwriting. Now this is what the toppers prefer. Any topper, okay, you ask them after the exam, after the results come, they say that I had my own notes, especially my own lecture notes. Now that made me very easy to quickly review the core areas for me. Okay, now, and very importantly, like I told you, the moment you have your notes with you, you can review it in 20 minutes. The whole 2-hour lecture, you can review it in 20 minutes. That means, and you have learned that. And please note, I've said in many of the orientation session about photographic memory. This is where your photographic memory develops. Okay, the photographic memory develops. You are reviewing the notes on the same day. I'll tell you more techniques to develop photographic memory. Now, and please note, take your time here. Don't be in a hurry. You're watching 2 hours of lecture, take down the lecture notes, review it, take your time. Take your time. Okay, and please note, many of you will say that it's a controversial thing, learning is over. Learning is over. Means have you mastered it? No, you haven't mastered it. I'm teaching you the techniques, okay? You haven't mastered it. Okay, please understand that. Now, but the learning is over here. What is left is reinforcement and revision. People don't understand this part. Okay, the learning is over here. It doesn't mean that you have mastered it. No, you have learned it. How much have gone inside, how much you can recollect, that's a different story. But to get that, you have to do reinforcement. One. Second is revision. How do reinforcement come? You're now going to see the next part, notes. Okay, you're going to solve more questions. Then you come back to it again, revise it. So this is how actually people learn. And please, at this stage, never ever think of what? Perfection. Never say that I finished the academy, finished the general surgery, but I still not feeling confident. You can't. How can you be confident about general surgery? Now people do MD general surgery, isn't it, for 3 years? And you have learned general surgery in 2 weeks. How can you be confident? So never look for perfection. It's all about reinforcement and revision. Reinforcement and revision, reinforcement and revision. Focusing on the core areas, the key areas. Repeating that again and again. Learning new areas in advanced discussions, in live sessions like that. This is the key. Okay, so please note, never look for perfection at this stage and wait for the reinforcement and revision to happen before you even think of perfection. Okay, so let's go to the next topic, which is notes. And please note, the more you're looking for perfection, you're just wasting your time at this stage. Okay, people sit with it, people, take it too much time, read textbook and try to perfect it. It's just wasting your time. Now you can see here the next is notes. So let's understand a concept of notes and how you have to do it. So far you got the schedule, you got the guidance on how to start a subject, you did your assessment exam, you watched your lectures, you took your lecture, took down your lecture notes, you reviewed it for 20 minutes. Next we ask you, okay, take your notes. Okay, take your notes, and this is the next thing which we're going to do. Now, as the ongoing students know, I am not a very big fan of printed notes. Okay, I would say that I always tell the students, dental pulse is there, which is the biggest notes in 4 volumes. But now, many students say that, okay, it's not very systematic. So we say that, okay, you can take the academy notes, okay, which is definitely systematic. But then you have to do your lecture notes, your PDF notes, dental pulse. So if you can, I always say that make it simplified. If you can skip your printed notes and focus more on your handwritten notes and dental pulse and the test papers, I am very happy with that. And I would say that is sufficient also. But still again, you have the notes, and what is the purpose of it? It's all about reinforcing what you have learned through your lectures. That's step 1, reinforced learning. The second thing is to focus on key points. Okay, focus on key points. What does it mean? Now definitely, lectures will give you the core areas. Lecture will teach you the key concepts. Lecture will focus on difficult concepts. But now more details and more key points, which are simplified areas, you get it through notes. Okay, you get it through notes. Why I say this now, why notes are not very significant? Because your dental pulse is a big notes, focusing on all the key areas. Definitely, I know the limitation is what? It's not systematic. So that's about your notes, and you get downloadable notes on our app. what you can do is you can either download it and take it print out yourself, or you can purchase the hard copy. It comes with additional cost, okay, and I would say it will cost you double the amount you're taking the printouts. Always advise to take the printouts of the downloadable notes and keep it with you. Okay, next, so you did your notes, you did your lectures, you did your notes. Now comes the MCQ solving. Now majorly MCQ solving, okay, is one is dental pulse. Second is there are some books which we advise you to do that. For example, pharmacology Sparsh Gupta is there. Additional. Okay, now always I tell this is not very mandatory because you get practice questions from the app also, but if you want to do it something extra, you can go for it. So basically MCQ solving, the purpose of MCQ solving is again reinforcement, further reinforcement. See, you did your lectures, you reviewed it, you did the notes, or you're coming to your dental pulse synopsis. Okay, so means you're reinforcing it, then you starting solving your MCQs in your dental pulse, you are again reinforcing it. So if instead if you're wasting your whole day learning a particular topic from textbook or from YouTube videos, okay, random YouTube videos, then the problem is what you've wasted a lot of time. But instead quickly jumping onto what is a key area, that is your MCQ solving, you're reinforcing your learning. One. Second is you are, okay, this is about the notes. I'll go to the next page. One is reinforcing again, MCQ solving is reinforcing. Second is you know where to focus more on based on the latest pattern of examination. Because you see, you open your dental pulse, you know, okay, this is where more questions are coming. For example, we are teaching you oral pathology, we are teaching you amyloblastoma, we are teaching you COT, AOT, all these things. Now, you have learned all the details about amyloblastoma. All of a sudden you see that, okay, the questions has come from this area. Okay? So definitely in the lectures also you will understand that this is the key areas, but then again you are reinforcing that part. Where exactly to focus on. That happens in the MCQ solving, especially your dental pulse solving. So you solve your dental pulse. What next? You can see there is a practice questions. That's the next thing. So you've done your lectures, you've seen the systematic learning methodology, done your lectures, done your notes or synopsis of dental pulse. You can do the notes, no problem. Then you have done your, especially now if you're joining, you have enough time to do the notes. Okay, sometimes what happens, crash course students come and tell, I need notes. Definitely we can provide you with notes, but the problem is, do you have time for that? How much time do you have? 2 months, 3 months, can you finish the 4 volumes of dental pulse? Impossible. People think that, no, they don't understand the pattern of exam. They think that I learn all the notes, go for the exam, and then it is not like that. Okay. Anyway, there's a video on that, the pattern of examination. So now the practice question, the first set of practice questions you get is a topic-wise practice questions. Okay, topic-wise. Okay, you finish a particular topic, your burns, shock, blood transfusion topic. That's one topic. You get a practice questions. You've done your dental pulse. You get questions on this particular topic. Okay, so now what is the importance of this? If it is a weaker area, you can focus more on that. Topic by topic. Okay, topic by topic. Some students tell me, sir, in this particular academy, I got 4 or 5 questions from a particular topic. No, we don't do that. We give you questions on the entire topic, and you understand that if that is a weaker area for you, you can focus more on that. You get all the description, details, answer, everything, solutions, everything. You can focus on that. And second thing is you are learning. Your first round of learning becomes very systematic. Definitely, you have done dental pulse, which is a little random, but this allows you in a very systematic. The questions are in order. It's not like one question in burns and then the next question is on some other. No. If you're taking shock, the first question will be on the types of shock, like that. Then the clinical features of shock, like that. Topic by topic, the questions will be progressing. So you are able to learn in a very systematic way. And next is solving new questions. Now you solve some questions in your dental pulse. Isn't it? You solved questions in your dental pulse. But then you understood where to focus on. But now you have to solve new questions so that your brain starts thinking at this stage. Your thinking process in your brain starts happening. Okay, so that's the importance of your topic-wise test paper, where you, if it's a weaker topic, you can focus more on it, you learn it a very systematic way, and you start solving new questions on that particular topic in a very, very systematic way. So that's the practice questions. Okay, now if you come to the next, you can see there, test papers. Okay, so I told you assessment exam is a different thing, practice questions is a different thing. MCQ solving means you are question bank. Now, what is the importance of MCQ solving? Why did I say that dental pulse is important? Dental pulse is important because everyone in India is going to solve dental pulse. Everyone. Okay, preparing seriously for entrance examination will solve it. Now, the problem is you get a lot of questions wrong from dental pulse. For example, you get 20 questions from dental pulse and you went wrong. You get even more, but just an example. 20 questions from dental pulse and you went 10 questions wrong. The problem is that your rank will drastically fall down. Okay, because this is the easiest of questions. So that's the importance of learning the dental pulse. Now coming to the next part, as I've told you, the test papers. Now basically you see that the test papers are majorly subject-wise test paper. Like for example, general surgery, let's take the same example. Different topics are over, lectures are over, topics are over, you did your notes, you solved your MCQs from dental pulse, you did your topic-wise test paper. Now it's a time for exam general surgery. Okay, you get exam for general surgery, which is a subject-wise exam. Okay, now basically what happens here is the key purpose is that learn from your mistakes. Okay, learn from your mistakes. Why that is important? Many students ask me, how can I bring down my negative markings? I get lots of negatives. How can I solve it? The first step is learn from your mistakes. Solve exams. The more exams you solve, you learn from your mistakes. So far it was learning your concepts, reinforcing it through notes, then making your brain thinking through solving, or before that we focused dental pulse, what to learn. Then we solved the new questions by topic-wise practice questions. Now you're going to see where are you going wrong and why are you going wrong. If that one particular reason is taking you towards a wrong answer, you have to change your thinking process. So you learn from your mistakes. One. The next thing is you learn tips and tricks. The more questions, the more exams you solve, you learn tips and tricks. We'll be guiding you definitely, but then the personal experience is always going to be a personal experience. You learn. Okay, and definitely this also further reinforces your learning process. No doubt. The most important thing I tell for the exam is learn from your mistakes. Okay, learn from your mistakes, and this will slowly improve your accuracy. Okay, so that was about the test papers. Now next is the stage for repeating your assessment exam. It's time for, you did your assessment exam before start of the subject. Now we tell you repeat it. Okay, now what's the purpose of that? The purpose of repeating your assessment exam is that you will be able to analyze how much did you improve from your baseline. Okay, how much did you improve from your baseline? How much? So there is a minimum improvement needed above your baseline. For example, general surgery, you did your first assessment exam, you got 5 marks, or I would say 5%. But then you got 25%. Okay, you had lots of pending things, you didn't do that lecture, you didn't do this lecture, you didn't solve MCQs, but you got 25 marks. Means it is not sufficient. Okay, now you got 50 marks or 50%, or you got 75%. This will help you now. You got 75%, you have done a wonderful job. Okay, but now the key is, after your first assessment exam, never look into the solutions. Okay, never look into the solutions, otherwise this purpose will not help. So it's how much have you improved from your baseline. If you have not improved at all, there's a reason for that. One One major reason is you have not done things properly. So then we can guide you. There will be live sessions. I'm going to talk on that. Live sessions, we can guide you. Why did you go so low even after all these? Or another reason is that this is one of your weakest subject. Or you are not doing the method in a way which is being required. Learning pharmacology, the methodology to learn pharmacology is different. The methodology to learn microbiology is different. The methodology to learn oral surgery is different. So that's why I told you you'll get guidance from when a particular when a particular subject starts. So this is about the assessment exam. Now starts revision. You did general surgery. You're starting ortho. Okay, you're starting ortho. You should be very important. You should be starting your revision of general surgery. Now it's not like what you do in your last phase. Okay, it's a very limited time. Usually it is 30 minutes every day, but there's a plan, there's a strategy, and it's called continuous revision strategy. Okay, CRS, which we implement in our academy, which is called continuous revision strategy. Now, in continuous revision strategy, like we told about the other thing, we have to know the purpose. Okay, 3 things again. You have to know what's the purpose of this. Okay, the second thing which you have to know is the interval in which you have to revise, how frequently. Third is methodology, very important. The methodology of revision. Now, what is the major purpose of revision? No doubt, keeping in touch with the subject. Okay, keep in touch with the subject. What usually happens? You start general surgery, you do ortho, then you do perio, then you do oral surgery, for example. You would have already forgotten general surgery. So to keep in touch with it, I'll tell you the methodology. The second is increase your speed of revision. Very important. I tell you, the most important thing for your entrance preparation is your last 3 days before the exam. If you are able to revise your entire portions in the last 3 days before the exam in the sense, before your NEET MDS actual exam or your AIMS exam, if you can revise all your portions, all the core areas, okay, in the last 3 days, you have done your job. So for that you need speed. Now you're feeling that, I know most of you will be thinking like, how I'm going to study general surgery in 2 weeks, isn't it? Now, you're going to learn or you're going to revise general surgery in 2 hours. Okay, 3 days before the exam. So the second thing is very important is speed. Okay, now the interval, how frequently should you revise? As I've told you, one is same day. Okay, same day you have to review. Okay, that is the same day reviewing the notes in 20 minutes. That's the part of the notes. Next is your next day morning. Okay, you ask any topper, okay, any topper, they say that the first thing I do every day morning is to just review what I've learned the previous day. It's not that you are going to sit and learn everything, just turning around the pages. Okay, just turning around the pages of what you have done the previous day. Now the purpose is definitely to tell your brain, see, I have learned something yesterday, don't delete it. That's the only purpose. So just reviewing it what you have learned on the previous day. More importantly, on your Sundays. So whatever you have learned on your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you're going to review them all on a particular day on a Sunday. And what is going to help you? Yeah, every day morning you have reviewed it. So you have just kept that file not to get deleted. You open it on Sunday, you feel that okay, you have not forgotten everything. Okay, so that's the interval. Then next is before any test paper. We're going to come to that grand test next. So before especially the grand test, okay, before grand test you have to review it once again. So same day, next day morning, Sunday whole day before the grand test. Now, this is very important. Same day 20 minutes, next day 30 minutes. It's just to keep that file open in your brain. It doesn't mean that you should sit with that. Many students, what is yesterday, what I studied, today when I revised, the whole day finished. It should not be, it should be just turning around the pages. Okay, so that is about your continuous revision strategy. Okay, not over yet. Yeah, we are yet to do with the methodology, isn't it? What is very important here is read and not learn. Okay, you just need to read it. You don't need to learn it. Okay, it's just what I told you, it's just the reinforcing and repeating. It's not about the time you spend for revision, it's a number of times. It's a frequency. It's not the time you spend. The more you repeat something frequently, okay, the more you're going to learn. It's reinforcing and repeating. So you can, if you're doing 30 minutes every day, okay, then that is sufficient. And the faster you can finish it, you can come back to it again. So that's the key. Just read it and don't learn it. Learn, I told you, learning is over when you finished your lecture. So take your time there, not now. Now it's just reading and reinforcing. And second, very, very important, trust in your abilities. Many students will tell us, oh, reading, I don't remember, I'll forget it. See, remember, we are going to come back to it. That's again repeating. So trust. At that particular moment, trust in your abilities. Say that, okay, maybe I would have I'll forget it tomorrow, but I'm going to come back to it. I'm going to challenge my abilities. I'm going to build your abilities. See, someone wants to swim. Okay, he goes and jumps into the water, just imagine, and he just beats his hands and legs. What does it say? He say to himself, I don't know. It is not for me, I'll just go. Instead, if he come back next day again, does it again, isn't he going to improve himself? That is trust in your abilities and challenge your abilities. It will get better. Like challenge your swimming abilities, it will get better, isn't it? Anything by practice will get better. So challenge your memory. Tell your memory, no, the old things will not work now. You have to get better. There is no other option in front of you. I need my PG in the coming year. I'm going to challenge you. Or I would say I'm going to challenge myself and improve my abilities. And never ever look for perfection. Never look for perfection. The moment you look for perfection, especially at this stage again, you're going to waste your time. And please focus on the process and not the end result. What is going now? So starting, have you got the right guidance? Have you got the schedule with you? Have you got the right guidance? Did you do the assessment exam? Did you do the lectures properly? Did you do the notes properly? Have you solved your dental pulse? Have you done your practice questions? Have you done your test papers? Have you started your revision? Focus on the process. No, don't worry. Oh my God, I'll forget this. If I do like this, I'll forget this. If I do like that, I'll forget it. So it's a focus on the process. We've just began. There's a lot more to come. Okay, so focus on the process and not the end result. Don't say that if I do like this, what is the purpose in the exam? All the toppers, all these strategies are built on the toppers' experiences. Okay, and my personal too. So now that was about your revision. Now we come to the next part. So you have done enough revision of neurosurgery. Meanwhile, we have started ortho. We have done one more subject, microbiology, just example. So you're going to have a live grand test. So this process is continued for each subject like that. OMFS, or I would say ortho, we did the same thing. Microbiology also the same process we followed. Now we're going to have a grand test for your these three subjects. So how that is going to be and what is the purpose of it, how it's going to happen. So that is a live grand test. So the same process has been followed for all the three subjects, and then we combine these three subjects and we do the live grand test. So what is to be expected and what is to be done. So like we have been saying about everything, there's a purpose of this and there's a methodology for this. Okay, the major purpose is to allow you to face the challenge. You're going to face. Now see, tomorrow if it's your NEET MDS exam, I've never seen anyone saying, I'm absolutely ready for tomorrow's exam. I'm going to go and write the exam. Everyone will say, even the topper will say the same thing. What, my God, lot more to cover. I'm shivering. My hands are shivering. I'm getting sweating when thinking about the exam. I have a lot more to cover. I have no confidence. And then he goes for the exam. If you're practicing it early to face this challenge, okay. So the purpose is to face the challenge, very important. The main thing is to face the challenge. Okay, face the challenge. That's the one thing. Face the challenge because you have to do it. So the more you face a challenge, the more desensitized. You know the topic desensitization in behavior management, periodontics, same thing. Desensitizing yourself for the exam fear. That's one thing. Then your speed. You're going to be now learning 3 subjects in 2 days. For example, day after tomorrow is your first grand test. Today, tomorrow, you'll be getting time to review them. So 3 subjects you got to revise in 2 days. Previously, you're doing, for example, 1 subject in a particular Sunday, or I would say half a subject in a particular Sunday. So instead 3 subjects in 2 days you're doing, and you're on those 2 days, you're going to reinforce on the key points. Reinforce your key points. What are the most difficult points? What are the most difficult areas for you? You're going to reinforce. You can't definitely learn everything. You're going to focus on your problems and the most important points. So in this way, again, you're going to desensitize the difficult topic. You're going to desensitize the exam fear. You're going to desensitize the difficult topic as well. Now, what is the methodology? As I've told you, there will be 3 subjects, okay, 240 questions. So it's a long exam. It's your first long exam. Your subject-wise test paper will be shorter, 100 questions and all, but you'll get multiple subject-wise test papers, okay. 180 minutes, everything the same, right? Negative markings, everything. If it's an AIMS exam, it's going to be 200, okay. Then there will be analysis and ranking as well. So this is a stage where you actually analyze yourself compared to others. Where are you? Your ranking is there, your analytics is there, but no worries, there is scope for improvement. Okay, analysis and ranking is there for all the test papers, even for the practice questions, so don't worry about that. So now this way, we have done our grand test. We did 3 subjects, we finished, we feel like, okay, 3 subjects we have covered. Next is we're going to start advanced discussion. So it means to say that we have built the foundations. Remember the rule called Pareto's principle, 80-20 rule. 80% of your questions come from 20% of your syllabus. So far we have focused on our 20% of syllabus because 80% questions come from there. 20% means don't think that, oh, only 20%, that's huge, okay, that's huge. So your entire dental pulse majorly contains that only in 4 volumes. Okay, so far we have focused on 20% of the syllabus. Now we are going to selectively focus on, so that is 80% of your questions come from 20% of syllabus, whereas 20% of your questions come from 80%. Now, through advanced discussion, we are going to focus on this part. 80%, very selectively. Advanced areas, very, very complicated areas, we're going to have advanced discussions. Okay. Again, there is a purpose and methodology. I'm just quickly running through now. The major purpose is you're reinforcing on top of your basics and concepts. As I've told you, advanced areas, okay, high-fi areas you can call it, or I would say atypical areas. Okay, usually questions come from typical areas, so atypical areas, and also we're going to reinforce our key areas through the advanced discussion. So it will be majorly live sessions, so that you can ask your doubts, because these are complicated areas, you will have doubts. So, and it will be majorly on your Sundays, okay, Sundays, and for the portions completed, okay, there is advanced discussions, and there will be doubt clearing sessions. So same applies for your live sessions out there. So you can see the next is live sessions. Similar, it will be live only, like advanced discussion, but now majorly the focus is on simple areas, basic areas, unlike your, so means to say that you have some doubts. You have access to a WhatsApp premium group. Okay, premium WhatsApp group is there where you get access. So students have shared lots of doubts. So to clear those doubts, we'll have a live sessions. And also live sessions, you also get a one-to-one guidance session. Now it's towards the exam, okay, closer to the exam. As I've told you, your entire analytics is with us. How much lectures you did, how much test papers you did, what are your scorings, everything. You know your weaker areas. So one-to-one live sessions also happen, and that is also Very, very important. So it's doubt solving and one-to-one sessions. So at this stage, you're going to repeat your assessment exam again. Okay? So this is the third time you are repeating your assessment exam. What is the purpose? Now here you actually, trust me, you actually analyze that this particular subject is weak subject for me, or strong subject for me, or moderate, okay subject for me. Okay, so then you realize, okay, how much extra time you should dedicate, because this is where you come halfway through almost. So how much time you have to, like for example, you finish 10 subjects, you realize that ortho, pharmacology and anatomy is your weaker subjects among them. So you have to dedicate more time for that, okay? And you have to just analyze, is there anything pending for me in these topics? Because I'm finding it a little weaker. I'm not improving. First attempt was 20, then the second attempt was 50, the third attempt is 55. Means it's not improving. So what should I do? So that is where I told you the one-to-one session will also help you. Finally, the last two parts, the revision exams and the mock exam. The purpose now, we are coming closer to the exam now. Okay, closer and closer to the exam. So the purpose is to get serious. One is the analyze yourself. You written the revision exam, you analyze, okay, this is not enough. I have to be more serious about the things. You have to increase your speed. Revision exams, your grant test was three subjects. Now this is going to be 4 to 6 subjects initially. 4 to 6 subjects. So you have to increase your speed at this stage. And yes, sir, you have to dedicate more time for revision at this stage. Okay, so that is the revision exam, and majorly it's the same like your grant test, live exam. 240 questions for NEET, 200 questions for AIMS. The negative markings will be like same pattern followed by the particular exam. And finally, you come to your last part, which is your mock exam. I'm just rushing through it. Mock exams, same thing. Okay, but except that it will more closely resemble the pattern of the exam. For example, general medicine 14 questions, general surgery 14 questions, physiology 7 questions, microbiology 7 questions, oral surgery 15 questions, like that, the exact pattern. Or if it's AIMS, majorly what they focus on is ortho, like clinical subjects, and in clinical subjects also there are some priority subjects. In priority subjects there are some priority topics. So similar kind of pattern will be followed for your mock exam. So it's more kind of resembling the actual exam pattern. You get a real-time experience, okay, and it will be following your normal exam pattern for that particular exam. So it's either NEET or INI-CET. So this is how we do. It's a methodology followed by Dental Amis Academy, and you can also follow this method. That is this particular, especially as I've told you, this is very important for those students who are starting or coming into the new batch. Okay, you get the schedule. Very soon you're going to get them. Okay, we're going to start next week. So then you wait for the guidance. You will get the guidance. Start your assessment exam before your lecture starts. Once your exam is over, keep it aside. Start doing your lectures. Take down your lecture notes. Okay. Then start doing your notes, your actual notes, PDF notes, MCQs, practice questions, test papers, and so on. So this is going to be this should never be felt like a hectic experience. You should start enjoying. So initially you might be feeling like, oh my God, to do all this perfectly, it's going to take a lot of time. That's where I told you, you'll be getting different rounds. So the biggest challenge for MDS preparation is nothing but getting into the track. Some people take a long, some people do it quickly. So the most important thing is getting into the track. The moment you get into the track, you start enjoying this process. So the most important thing is to get into the track and start enjoying this process. Unless you don't do that, it becomes problematic. So if you're joining now, definitely you have enough time to get into the track. Okay, so don't worry, even if you are not initially enjoying it, keep putting effort, you start enjoying. It's like going to the gym. Initially you will have a determination that I need to build muscles. Isn't it? Then what happens? You feel a little hectic, but then you continue, you pursue, you build a habit, you start developing a little bit of muscles here and there. then you start enjoying that. Same applies here. Okay, but the only thing is you have to follow the process. I've given you a checklist, those who have joined. You have to start clicking on the checklist every time you do a particular thing. And you have to check, am I doing the right things or not? If not, you have to come back or contact us for the proper guidance. So I'll just end it here. Thank you so much and have a great day.